Hello students, welcome to this English lesson. Let's start with the project 7,
Week number 2.
activity number 5.
Studying a language.
Okay, now let's start off with the first activity.
1. Discuss the habits you have in your English studies. For example, plan your learning. Spend 5 to 10 minutes every day reviewing your vocabulary. Now the next example. Use the language to do something that you enjoy. If your passion is traveling, sports, music, fashion, art, or even reading the news, then mix it up with English. Okay, the next example. Watch movies, videos, or series on television. We can hear different accents or common expressions and the natural way in which people communicate. Listening to music, audio record activities. Listen to music in the language you want to learn. It helps your listening skills. Now answer these questions. Do you think they have been good or bad habits? Can you now use the language to communicate? Okay, now we are going to read these interesting facts. Did you know that a linguist is a scientist of language? Many people think that a linguist is someone who dedicates their lives to learning many languages. No, that person is called a polyglot. A linguist is someone who studies the many different aspects of languages in a scientific way through experiments and observations. Linguists study things like how the brain works with language, psycholinguistics, how men or women or people from different places speak differently, sociolinguistics, the science of language phonology, and other issues related to languages. Okay, now listen to a linguistic talk about the do's and don'ts of studying a language.
Hi students. So, I hear your dream is to become fluent in English. Today we're going to talk about the do's and don'ts of studying a language. I will give you some tips that will help you to actually be able to use English in real life. First, I want you to reflect on an important question. How did you learn your first language? Did the adults around you ask you to conjugate verbs in the third person singular? Did you have to repeat a word 10 times in a row? Did you have to list all of the adverbs of frequency? Did you work with formulas for verbs? No, of course not. None of these things help you become fluent. You learn by being exposed to the language in context, by hearing it spoken by the people around you. Repeating verbs 20 times will help you memorize them, but you won't necessarily be able to use them in a real conversation. So what should you do? Interact with the language, like you do with your native language. Read and listen to as much English as you can. Do things you like to do, but in English. Watch a sports show, read a gossip magazine, anything, but in English. The human brain has the incredible capacity to learn any language in the world as long as we are exposed to it. So live your life in English.
Okay, now in your notebook you will do this activity, okay? Read, listen, pay attention. For each of the sentences below, decide if it is something that will help you become fluent in English or it won't help you become fluent. 1. If you repeat words 20 times. 2. If you memorize lists of adverbs. 3. If you practice verb formulas. 4. If you read a lot in English. 5. If you do things you like in English. Okay guys, that's all for today. Ok chicos, eso es todo por hoy. Bye bye, see you later, adiós.